Listen to me carefully, because this might be the moment your life changes. You keep asking why success hasn't found you yet. You keep wondering why opportunities pass you by. You pray, you hope, you wish, but nothing seems to move. Let me tell you something most people never understand. You are not attracting what you want. You are attracting, guess, what you believe you deserve. See, the law of attraction is not magic. It's not wishing on stars. It's not sitting on your couch waiting for blessings to knock on your door. The law of attraction works when your mind, your faith, and your actions start moving in the same direction. Most people say they want success, but every day they think failure. They say they want wealth, but they fear money. They say they want greatness, but they doubt themselves. And life responds to clarity, not confusion. You wake up worried, you attract problems. You wake up grateful, you attract opportunities. That's the law. Your mind is a magnet. Whatever dominates your thoughts eventually dominates your reality. If you constantly replay fear, rejection, and limitation in your head, your life begins to mirror those emotions. But when you start seeing yourself winning, even before evidence appears, something powerful begins to shift. I learned something about manifestation. God cannot deliver you to a place your mind refuses to visit. You must see it before you touch it. You must believe it before you live it. Every successful person you admire first built their future internally. They imagined a life nobody else could see. People laughed at them. People doubted them. But they kept visualizing success until reality had no choice but to catch up. Manifestation begins with vision. Close your eyes and ask yourself, who are you becoming? Not who you were. Not who people say you are. Who are you deciding to be? Because once your identity changes, your actions change. And once your actions change, your results cannot stay the same. But here's where people get it wrong. They think manifestation means avoiding struggle. No. Manifestation attracts opportunities, and opportunities often arrive disguised as hard work, rejection, and uncomfortable growth. You asked for strength, life gives challenges. You asked for success, life gives discipline. You asked for greatness, life gives responsibility. That's manifestation working. You don't manifest by sitting still. You manifest by moving with faith, even when results are invisible. Every morning you wake up, your thoughts are planting seeds. Negative thoughts grow fear. Positive belief grows possibility. The question is, what are you planting daily? Stop speaking defeat over your life. Stop saying, I can't. Stop announcing failure before you even try. Your words are instructions to your future. Speak abundance. Speak confidence. Speak victory, even when circumstances disagree. Because manifestation is faith in motion. Let me tell you something powerful. The universe responds to commitment. When you decide, truly decide, that quitting is no longer an option, doors begin to open in ways you cannot explain. People appear, ideas come alive, opportunities show up, not because of luck, but because your energy changed. You started acting like the person you wanted to become. And that's the secret. You don't attract what you wish for, you attract what you consistently are. If you want success, if you want respect, become valuable. If you want abundance, become grateful. Gratitude multiplies manifestation. When you appreciate what you already have, you signal readiness for more. And listen, patience is part of the process. Seeds don't grow overnight. Just because you don't see results today doesn't mean nothing is happening. Growth is invisible before it becomes undeniable. Keep working, keep believing, keep showing up. One day the life you imagine will feel normal, and people will call you lucky. They won't see the nights you believed alone. They won't see the moments you fought doubt. They won't see the faith you practice daily, but you will know. You manifested it. So starting today, change your thoughts, change your words, change your actions. Walk like your future is already waiting. Think like success already belongs to you. Work like your dreams are watching you. Because the law of attraction is always active. The only question is, what are you attracting right now? Most people spend their lives wishing for change, hoping for success, and dreaming about a better future, but they never understand why nothing truly shifts. The reason is simple. Life does not respond to what you casually want. It responds to what you deeply believe about yourself. You can repeat goals every day, write plans, and talk about big dreams, but if somewhere inside you still feel unworthy, unprepared, or incapable, your actions will quietly follow that belief. Your mind becomes a filter, allowing only experiences that match your internal identity. Think about it. Two people can have the same opportunity placed in front of them. One sees possibility, the other sees risk. One steps forward with confidence, the other hesitates with doubt. The difference is not talent or luck, it is belief. When you truly believe something belongs to you, you move differently. Your posture changes, your decisions become bold, and your energy communicates certainty even before results appear. The world reacts to that certainty. Many people unknowingly sabotage themselves because their words say, "I want success," but their thoughts whisper, "I'm not good enough." That inner conflict creates hesitation. You delay action, avoid risks, and settle for comfort because your subconscious mind tries to protect the identity you already accept. The law of attraction works continuously, but it follows your dominant belief, not your temporary motivation. If you believe opportunities are rare, you stop looking for them. If you believe failure defines you, you stop trying after setbacks. But when you begin to believe that growth is inevitable and success is possible, your brain starts searching for solutions instead of excuses. You notice chances you once ignored. You meet people differently. You carry yourself with intention. Nothing external changed first, your belief changed, and reality followed. Belief is powerful because it shapes behavior without you realizing it. A person who believes they can succeed studies longer, works harder, and persists through rejection, not because life becomes easier, but because their identity refuses to accept defeat as permanent. They interpret obstacles as lessons instead of endings. That mindset alone separates those who dream from those who achieve. You must understand that belief is not built overnight. It grows through repeated thoughts, disciplined actions, and small promises you keep to yourself daily. Every time you finish what you started, your confidence strengthens. Every time you choose courage over fear, your identity expands. Slowly, your mind begins accepting a new version of who you are. The moment you start believing you deserve growth, abundance, and success, your energy shifts. You stop begging for opportunities and start preparing for them. You stop comparing your journey and start building it. And once your belief aligns with your vision, your actions naturally follow, creating momentum that cannot easily be stopped. Your life begins to transform not when circumstances change, but when your self-perception changes. Because in the end, you never attract what you merely wish for. You attract what you believe is truly yours. Every thought you repeat carries energy, and that energy quietly shapes the direction of your life. Most people underestimate how powerful their daily thinking patterns are. They assume success is controlled only by external circumstances, but the truth is that your thoughts influence your emotions influence your actions, and your actions create your results. Long before success or failure appears in reality, It already exists in the mental environment you create every single day. When your mind constantly focuses on fear, doubt, or past mistakes, your body responds as if those limitations are real threats. You hesitate, you overthink, you avoid opportunities because your emotional state tells you it is safer not to try. Over time, this repeated emotional pattern becomes your normal way of living. You start expecting disappointment, and without realizing it, you begin making choices that confirm those expectations. This is how negative thinking quietly attracts negative outcomes, not through magic, but through behavior shaped by emotion. On the other hand, when you intentionally direct your thoughts toward possibility, growth, and solutions, your emotional state changes. Confidence begins to replace fear. Hope replaces anxiety. Your brain becomes more creative because it is no longer trapped in survival mode. You start noticing chances where you once saw obstacles. Conversations improve. Decisions become clearer. The same world exists around you, but your perception transforms how you interact with it. Your dominant thoughts act like instructions to your subconscious mind. Whatever you repeatedly think becomes familiar, and the mind naturally moves toward what feels familiar. If struggle is familiar, you unconsciously recreate struggle. If progress becomes familiar, you begin moving toward improvement automatically. That is why consistency in thinking matters more than occasional motivation. One positive day cannot overpower weeks of self-doubt, but disciplined thinking practiced daily can completely reshape your emotional energy. Emotional energy is powerful because people respond to it even without words. Confidence attracts collaboration. Positivity invites connection. Determination inspires trust. When your thoughts strengthen your emotional state, your presence changes. Others sense certainty, and opportunities often come through human interaction. Doors open not only because of skill, but because of the energy you bring into environments. However, controlling thoughts does not mean ignoring reality or pretending problems do not exist. It means choosing focus. Challenges will always appear, but you decide whether your attention feeds fear or fuels solutions. Successful individuals train their minds to ask empowering questions. What can I learn? How can I grow? What step can I take now? These questions redirect emotional energy toward progress instead of paralysis. Your mind is like soil, and thoughts are seeds planted continuously. Whether you realize it or not, something is always growing. Negative thoughts grow hesitation and limitation. Purposeful thoughts grow courage and momentum. The key is awareness, noticing what you repeatedly allow to occupy your mental space. Once you begin managing your thoughts intentionally, your emotional energy becomes aligned with your goals. Actions feel lighter because resistance decreases. Persistence becomes natural because belief supports effort. Over time, the results you once struggled to reach begin to appear more consistently. Life starts responding differently because you are thinking differently. And when your thoughts change consistently enough, your emotional energy shifts so strongly that your reality has no choice but to follow the direction your mind has already chosen. Before anything great ever happens in the physical world, it first exists in the mind. Every invention, every success story, every breakthrough began as an invisible image held by someone who dared to see beyond their current reality. Visualization is not daydreaming or escaping from life. It is the process of mentally rehearsing the future you are determined to create. When you clearly see where you are going, your mind begins organizing your behavior to move in that direction. Most people fail to achieve their goals because they focus only on what they currently see. They allow present circumstances to define their identity. If life looks difficult, they assume success is far away. If progress feels slow, they believe they are failing. But visualization teaches you to build a stronger internal picture than your external situation. When your inner vision becomes clear enough, temporary struggles lose their power to discourage you. The brain does not fully distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you repeatedly visualize yourself succeeding, speaking confidently, achieving goals, overcoming challenges, your mind begins accepting that version of you as familiar. Confidence grows because your brain feels as if it has already practiced success. Fear decreases because uncertainty becomes replaced with mental preparation. Athletes use this principle constantly. Before competitions, they imagine every movement, every victory, every moment of performance. By the time the real moment arrives, their mind recognizes the experience. In the same way, when you visualize your future consistently, you train yourself emotionally and mentally to handle opportunities when they appear. You stop feeling like an outsider to success and start feeling prepared for it. Visualization also sharpens focus. Once your mind has a clear destination, distractions lose their attraction. Decisions become easier because you measure choices against your vision. You begin asking yourself whether your daily habits align with the person you are becoming. Slowly, your actions start matching your imagined future, not your past limitations. Many people misunderstand visualization because they think imagining success alone is enough. But visualization is powerful because it influences behavior. When you repeatedly see yourself improving, your brain searches for ways to make that image real. You naturally take steps that support your vision. You practice more, learn more, and persist longer because your internal picture keeps pulling you forward. Another powerful effect of visualization is emotional resilience. When setbacks occur, your vision reminds you that the current moment is not the final chapter. You remain committed because you have already seen the bigger outcome in your mind. Doubt may appear, but it cannot fully control you because your vision feels stronger than temporary difficulty. The clearer the picture, the stronger the motivation. Vague dreams produce weak action, but detailed visualization creates emotional connection. Imagine not just success itself, but how it feels, the confidence, the peace, the pride of growth. Those emotions fuel discipline even when motivation fades. Over time, something remarkable happens. The life you once imagined begins appearing piece by piece in reality. Opportunities align with your preparation, and actions reflect your internal identity. What once felt impossible starts feeling natural, because success is created twice, first in the mind and then in the world. And when you learn to see your future clearly enough, you begin living toward it long before anyone else can see the results. Many people misunderstand manifestation because they believe it is about waiting, wishing, or hoping that life will suddenly change. They think if they simply think positively enough, success will appear without effort. But manifestation has never been about passive belief. It has always been about aligned action. Faith without movement produces frustration, while faith combined with consistent effort creates transformation. The real power of manifestation begins the moment belief turns into disciplined action. When you truly believe something is possible for you, your behavior changes automatically. You stop procrastinating because your goals feel real. You start preparing because you expect opportunities to arrive. Action becomes a natural response to belief. This is why two people can have the same dream, yet only one achieves it. One waits for the right moment, while the other moves forward despite uncertainty. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act even when fear exists. Every step you take without guaranteed results strengthens your confidence. Each effort sends a message to your mind that you are serious about your future. The universe responds to commitment because commitment creates momentum. Once momentum begins, progress becomes easier to sustain. Action also reveals opportunities that thinking alone cannot uncover. You cannot steer a parked car. Movement creates direction. When you take small steps, learning a new skill, improving daily habits, connecting with people, practicing consistently, you place yourself in environments where growth becomes possible. Opportunities often appear only after effort begins, not before. Many people say they are waiting for motivation, but motivation is often the result of action, not the cause of it. When you start working toward your goals, even imperfectly, your brain releases energy and focus because it recognizes progress. Confidence grows through evidence, and evidence is created by action. Each completed task builds proof that you are capable, and that proof strengthens belief even further. Aligned action also requires discipline. Manifestation does not remove challenges, it gives you the strength to face them. There will be days when results are invisible, when effort feels unnoticed, and when doubt tries to return. During those moments, discipline becomes more important than emotion. Showing up consistently, even when motivation fades, signals deep faith in your vision. Another important truth is that action clarifies purpose. Many people hesitate because they want certainty before starting, but clarity often comes during the journey. As you take steps forward, you learn what works, what needs adjustment, and where your true strengths lie. Progress refines direction. Waiting for perfection only delays growth. Aligned action means behaving today like the person you aim to become tomorrow. If you want success, practice successful habits now. If you want confidence, take courageous steps now. Your daily routines shape identity, and identity shapes destiny. The law of attraction responds strongly when your thoughts, emotions, and actions move together toward the same goal. Over time, consistent action transforms belief into reality. What once felt distant becomes achievable because you built it step by step. People may call it luck or timing, but you understand the truth. Manifestation worked because you worked. Faith guided your vision, and action carried you toward it, proving that dreams become real only when belief is followed by movement. The words you speak to yourself every day carry more power than you realize. Long before the world labels you successful or unsuccessful, your inner voice has already shaped how you see yourself. Self-talk is not just conversation inside your mind, it is programming. Every repeated statement becomes an instruction that your brain follows, influencing your confidence, decisions, and behavior without you even noticing it. Most people are careful about what they say to others, yet they speak harshly to themselves. They say things like, "I'm not smart enough," "I always fail," or "success isn't for people like me." These statements may feel harmless in the moment, but the subconscious mind accepts repetition as truth. Over time, these words form an identity, and identity controls action. When you believe you are incapable, you hesitate. When you expect failure, you avoid risk. Eventually, your behavior produces results that confirm the negative story you've been telling yourself. Your brain constantly looks for evidence to support what you say. If you repeatedly declare limitation, your mind focuses on mistakes and ignores progress. Confidence weakens because your internal dialogue trains you to doubt yourself before challenges even begin. This is why many people lose opportunities, not because they lack ability, but because their self-talk convinces them they are unworthy of success. Positive self-talk, however, works in the opposite direction. When you intentionally speak words of growth, resilience, and possibility, your brain begins adjusting your emotional state. Statements like, I am improving, I can learn this, or I will figure it out, create psychological openness. Instead of shutting down under pressure, your mind searches for solutions. Confidence grows because your internal voice becomes supportive rather than destructive. This does not mean pretending everything is perfect or ignoring difficulties. Powerful self-talk is honest but empowering. It acknowledges challenges while reinforcing capability. Instead of saying, this is impossible, you say, this is difficult, but I am learning. That small shift changes emotional energy, allowing persistence instead of surrender. Words also influence posture, tone, and presence. When you speak confidently to yourself, your body language changes. You walk differently, communicate more clearly, and approach situations with greater courage. Others respond to that energy. Opportunities often come to those who appear certain, and certainty begins internally through repeated affirming language. Consistency is the key. One positive statement cannot erase years of doubt, but daily repetition slowly reshapes belief. Just as negative habits develop over time, empowering self-talk strengthens gradually through practice. Every morning becomes an opportunity to set mental direction. Every challenge becomes a chance to reinforce resilience through the words you choose. Your spoken words matter as well. What you repeatedly say aloud reinforces internal belief. Complaining strengthens frustration. Gratitude strengthens optimism. Declaring goals strengthens commitment. Your voice carries emotional weight, and hearing yourself speak confidence reinforces the identity you are building. Eventually, your self-talk becomes automatic. Encouragement replaces criticism. Determination replaces fear. You begin acting boldly because your mind supports your actions instead of resisting them. The transformation may feel subtle at first, but over time the results become undeniable. Your future listens to the language you use today. The words you repeat become thoughts, thoughts become beliefs, beliefs become actions, and actions create destiny. When you learn to speak to yourself with intention and strength, you stop reinforcing limitations and start constructing the mindset required for growth, success, and lasting manifestation. One of the greatest misunderstandings about success and manifestation is the belief that results should appear immediately. People start a new mindset, set goals, and take action for a short time. But when visible change does not happen quickly, they lose faith. What they fail to understand is that growth follows a natural process. Just like a seed planted beneath the soil, progress begins invisibly long before it becomes visible. Gratitude and patience are the forces that protect that unseen growth until it is strong enough to rise into reality. Gratitude changes the way you experience life. When you focus only on what is missing, your mind operates from scarcity. You feel behind, frustrated, and discouraged, which drains motivation and weakens belief. But when you intentionally appreciate what already exists, your abilities, lessons learned, small victories, and opportunities to improve, your mindset shifts toward abundance. Gratitude trains your brain to recognize value instead of lack, and this emotional state creates openness to new possibilities. People who practice gratitude consistently carry a different energy. They are not blind to challenges, but they refuse to let challenges define their perspective. This mindset builds emotional stability. Instead of reacting with frustration when progress feels slow, they remain grounded because they understand that every step forward matters. Gratitude keeps motivation alive during periods when external rewards have not yet appeared. Patience works hand in hand with gratitude. True manifestation requires trust in timing. Every meaningful transformation demands preparation, skills must develop, character must strengthen, and resilience must grow. If success arrived before you were ready, it could easily collapse under pressure. Patience allows you to become the person capable of sustaining what you are asking for. Many people quit just before breakthrough moments because they mistake silence for failure. They assume nothing is happening when results are not immediately visible. In reality, progress is often occurring internally. Habits are forming. Confidence is increasing. Knowledge is expanding. These invisible improvements create the foundation for future success. Patience gives these changes time to mature. Gratitude also protects you from comparison. When you appreciate your own journey, you stop measuring your progress against others. Comparison creates anxiety because you only see the outcomes of others, not their struggles. Gratitude brings focus back to personal growth, allowing steady improvement without emotional distraction. Another powerful effect of gratitude is resilience during setbacks. When difficulties arise, grateful individuals search for lessons instead of blame. They ask what can be learned rather than why things went wrong. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones, ensuring that challenges contribute to growth rather than stopping progress. Patience does not mean inactivity. It means continuing to work while trusting the process. You keep showing up, keep improving, and keep believing even when recognition has not arrived yet. Each day of consistent effort adds strength to your foundation. Over time, small actions accumulate into significant transformation. Eventually, results begin to appear, often suddenly after long periods of quiet effort. What looks like overnight success is usually the outcome of months or years of unseen preparation supported by gratitude and patience. Those who remain thankful during the journey and patient through uncertainty are the ones who sustain success when it finally arrives. When gratitude fills your present and patience guides your actions, manifestation accelerates naturally. You stop chasing outcomes desperately and start growing steadily into the life you are building. Understanding that everything you are working toward is already developing, even when you cannot yet see it.